This seaplane training is just a blast, and we're in for more adventure as I keep working on my commercial seaplane add-on in Alaska. Come along for a wild ride. Alaska is in the full swing of summer with glorious midnight sun and warm, beautiful weather. As a kid, it'd be a perfect time to go to the water park, but we're at a water park for pilots training to fly seaplanes. In the first video of this series, I got my feet wet with float flying. And now my instructor and I, Sarah, are working on more skills for the commercial seaplane check ride that I have in just a few days. Clear! A little backfire.
Just a little one.
Yeah. Sarah scared Sarah.
It's too fast.
Noise counseling.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that part. Oh wait, I turned it on.
Sarah is throwing me in right away, already expecting me to know plenty and take the PIC command after just one flight.
And since this is like kind of an accelerated stuff, we're gonna move more to check ride stuff. So get me all the way to takeoff, like near TP sitting here. So that means taxi checklist, listening to the weather, everything that's gonna happen.
Alright, so taxi checklist, I just did my flight controls. I did my instruments along with the ATIS, which is golf. Gas is on both. Attitude,
we just use that as a double check for our trim, setting our trim.
Alright, trim looks good.
And I want you popping in a little bit of extra flap on this takeoff. So show me a glassy water takeoff.
Roger. Okay, let's flip her around.
Alright.
Water rudder's coming up. There's my first rise. There's my second rise. I'm going to relax the pressure.
Wait for it. Be a little more patient. Let it pick up a little bit more speed right about here. That's where you bring them in.
Copy to traffic. Scout, Crowd 37 Romeo.
Good.
Runway 19.
Come around the corner. I'm aiming for my lowest terrain feature straight ahead, but I'm looking for the runway right after that. So we'll be more that direction after we cross the trees.
Perfect. Excellent. Alright, you can clean up. Cool. Okay, this time we are going to go up in the same direction we started to go this morning. It's looking really nice up there. Wow, look at the cot, just like...
That's so cool. Look at that.
That's insane.
It's like Star Wars. Engage light speed.
I'm going to make a jump to light speed.
And we're going to fly the river, low level if you want, high level if you want, whatever you'd like, whatever you feel comfortable doing. You're really good on the rudder. I don't feel like you really need to practice that per se, but
it looks good for the cameras.
it's pretty cool for the cameras, so it's always good.
We'll see.
There's a moose standing down here in this little creek here. See all the little ripples. Hi, buddy.
I didn't see him.
You don't see him? He's like right there under our wing. Oh well, you've seen a million moose in your day, I'm sure.
I'm not very good at seeing him from planes, though.
We're gonna circle, talk about the woods checklist. I want you to like stream of consciousness. Just tell me what you're thinking as we're approaching.
Already kind of looking at the lake, I'm seeing a lot of dead spots.
Yeah.
Dead meaning glassy.
Yep.
So I'll save my evaluation though for when I get a little closer.
Alright, no, but you're right. You can start evaluating really far out as soon as you see those glassy sections. Swan Lake traffic, Floatplane 47 Delta will be operating at or below 1,500 Swan Lake.
I would say I would want to do a glassy landing here just based on everything I'm seeing. I'm just trying to look for where, if I have a predominant wind.
Okay.
And I'm not super convinced there is one. I would kind of say that like this area back here is getting blanked out quite a bit. Because it's tight, right?
Yeah.
And so I would say the wind's coming this direction. Predominantly. Maybe a little bit this direction.
It's coming more this direction at this end. At the south end, I would say it's almost coming out of the north. But these winds are extremely light, and down at this end, it's definitely coming more out of the west, kind of off the terrain.
Oh my gosh. I mean, your flight controls, hang on.
My flight controls.
I mean, give me a break.
5 Kilo Tango, Alpine
Wow.
Lake, 5900 for Talkeetna.
There she is. There's the lake.
Alright, I'm gonna circle again. I don't want to like start this approach quite yet.
Yeah, no, I'm not starting it yet. I was going to circle again.
Good. Because I want to talk about, we do have winds. They're extremely light. We do want to be conscientious of what we're picking to go with, but we kind of have our choice of which direction we want to approach and which direction we want to depart from. So what are you thinking in terms of that?
I would think approaching here is just so flat. Approaching this direction and then taking off this direction, like this way.
Yeah. I completely agree with that.
Okay.
We also got to think about if we do want to do a go around, or if we do need to do a go around. We do have trees, more terrain in that direction, but we have a really long lake, so maybe set a just more conservative go around point.
That's not just trees either. It's like a little bit of rising terrain.
Yeah.
Which would be part of our O and O.
Yep. Exactly.
So yeah, it's like when you're down low, it may be even more aggressive than it looks, but...
Yep, exactly.
Alright.
Cool.
So if I am landing this way, and I've decided to do that, and I've decided they're light and variable, can I just cross the lake here and go for it?
That's fine.
Okay.
We definitely do have little bits of wind in the water though, so we're going to set up for a glassy if we are kind of getting a little bit of float or whatnot. This little pocket of wind, the main one we're going to be dealing with, is kind of coming across the lake, sort of out of the west, sort of out of the south. Alright, this is your check ride glassy water.
Before landing, I've got gas, which is on both. I've got my water rudder, which is up. Mixture is where you like it. Carpet. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. That's good. I've already got my notch of flaps in. I'm going to be approaching at 80. I'm going to continue down this slope here and then make a left-hand turn over the water. I'm planning on approaching right here in this corner. So I have got trees up my left and this up my right for my visual reference.
Alright. And where's our go-around point?
Our go-around point, there's nothing super defined.
There's
definitely that little lip that's coming out.
Alright. Halfway down the lake is a good general rule of thumb if there's not, which can be kind of hard to see when you're landing, but that's a good thing to point out a little earlier on downwind when you still have good view of the whole lake.
Okay. I would just want to be a little more definite than that, than just halfway, because who knows what halfway is when you're...
For sure, yeah. This is like check ride last minute if it's way behind you and you're like, ah.
Sure.
5 Kilo Tango, Oak Ruth Confluence, 4300 for chase.
I'm liking what I see right here, rather than that corner.
Alright.
For the approach.
I'd agree with that. This looks nice.
It's a little flat right now, but I'm going to let that speed come back to 80.
Keeping an eye out for you, 5 Kilo Tango.
I'm almost to the point where I'm going to pull that power and start the transition.
We got you on the box.
So there's idle. Nose is coming up. And here I'm rolling in the power. Here's my attitude.
Perfect. Right here we lost our last visual reference and we're all set and established and all we're doing is being patient and waiting to touch the water. Very, very nicely done. You can kind of feel it enter ground effect. If you feel that, you maybe add just a hair of power to smooth things out. Very nice. Yoke back.
Yep.
Power back. Alright, just feel that little, like, not even dramatic, but a little tug forward on touchdown.
Yep.
That's why we...
Yep.
Instinct is pull back.
I was on it when you were on it, because I knew what I did.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Very, very nicely done. That was beautiful.
Hey y'all, a real quick message here. If you're enjoying this video and doing flight training now or in the near future, check out our online ground school. Pass the written test, prepare for flight training, and become a safe aviator. And you get to support this channel at the same time. Join today at angleofattack.com. Alright, back to the video. I was happy with my first Glassy landing on Swan Lake this time, and now we get back into my weak point, which is step turns.
Hey, first rise. Second rise, I'm relaxing. Relaxing. There's that porpoise a little bit. Pulling back. Let it come up. I'm reducing my power to 2,000-ish RPM. There I am.
Alright, and just because we have a bigger lake, don't give up water on the sides. Just like leaving runway behind you. That's how it is if you don't get in tight to this terrain.
Okay.
Oh, there is a rock on this point, so I want you to start your turn now.
Okay, aileron into the wind.
Perfect.
Direction rather. Been a little slow, adding that power. I like how this feels, is that correct?
Yeah, we're right on the edge of starting to fall off. It's very hard to, this is good, that feels very nice now. You can kind of feel on the rudder when you start to get back on that slick spot and you have really good control.
I did feel it.
Yeah, when you're back starting to get into a plow, the controls just feel kind of mushy. And oh my gosh, this is amazing. What a beautiful view.
Gosh.
Alright, you go ahead and start the turn here. We're going through our wake, so we're getting a little bit of bumps. Alright, and we're going to be going through quite a bit of little burbling wakes dissipating through here.
That's okay?
That's okay, yeah. Just be ready for it, I'm just warning you. We're just going to catch the edge of it. Go ahead, keep the turn coming around. Go ahead and reduce the power. Perfect. Yep.
Got it.
Alright, I was about to say something there. Why that happened?
Oh, shiz?
Just why do you think that happened there at that moment?
I think I had a little bit too much power and I think a wave popped us off. Like we over a little wave and got off.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we were sitting right at bit, like as soon as you started the turn, that was like 2400, it was sitting right in there.
When I started the turn?
Well, not when before we started the turn, we were sitting at like 2100 or so.
Okay.
And then as we entered the turn, you went and brought it up just a bit too much, like you said.
Okay.
Yeah, we just had a bit too much power in.
Gosh, that's so pretty.
I know.
I just want to like stop and take pictures of everything.
That's why we'll go beach it, and then you can take a bunch of photos. Alright, let's go ahead and go and do that same turn. Let's do a right turn. The same turn.
Here in right, okay.
Yeah, I want to go through that, make sure we don't fly again.
Okay.
Alright, full power. I'm going to bring the flaps out.
Might help, huh? Second rise, I'm relaxing. Oh, there's a porpoising.
Yeah.
And power, I'm on step. A little less, right there.
Yep.
A little
Perfect.
touch more, maybe.
Yep, get through all our wakes, kind of just hug the shoreline for a while.
Okay.
And just keep going this way for a second.
Okay.
And go ahead and start the right turn. And just slowly feeding in just little amounts of power through the turn. out this way.
Okay.
That was perfect. You only got up to 2100. You barely added any power, but it was just enough because you had a real shallow turn. That was very, very nicely done. And they're coming into land right there. We're going to do a right-hand step turn behind them. Keep an eye on them.
Just tell me when?
Yep, go ahead and start your turn now. Feeding in a little bit of power as soon as it starts.
For some reason, I keep forgetting this concept of adding a little power as I start the turn. I get it good one time, then the next time I'm losing it again.
A little bit more. The tighter the turn you're trying to make, the more power you're going to need. Are we on step right now?
Huh?
Are we on step right now?
Not very well.
No, there you go.
Now.
There we are. Cool. Alright, go ahead and right turn. Or across this way at an angle. And then right turn, we're going to head straight for that corner over there. Right where there's the bushes taper off into a little grassy patch. That's right where we're going.
I'm headed right for it, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Sarah wanted to teach me about something called beaching, which is how you learn to approach a beach you haven't been to before, and then we'll actually get out of the plane and have a look around at the scenery.
You can come on, keep going a little further.
I already started coming out of it.
Alright, we'll talk about beaching here for a second. So, if this was a beach that we'd never been to before, moderator's coming down. If this was a beach we'd never been to before, we would cut the engine pretty far out, and we'd get out on the front of the float, grab the paddle, and paddle in.
Interesting.
That way we can be up on the front, we've got good visibility, we can see exactly what's in front of us. So if we were coming up on a rock or a log or something, we could push off with the oar. Plus we're not going fast enough to really hit it and do any damage.
Gotcha.
This lake, however, I have been to previously. So there is a rock on the left-hand side of the beach. You can see the beach now, right? There's a little sandy strip. There's a rock on the far left-hand side. And there's some rocks on the beach sticking out that you can see. Everything else is sandy. We're going to aim pretty much right for the middle of the beach there. And we're going to pull the engine, idle, just far enough out that we kind of gently just bring it up onto the sand. If we had any winds, we'd be thinking about that, about what they were going to do to us as soon as we've cut the engine. We can go ahead and bring our seatbelts off and headsets off.
Alright, you see the rock up on the beach?
Yep, on the far left by the grass.
You see the one on?
Yep, on the right.
We're gonna go stick the one on the beach on the right. We're gonna go in between the two rocks.
Okay.
And we're like coming up on the sand, bring the water rudders up so we're not dragging them.
Okay.
And hand ready on the mixture. And right about here, go ahead and cut it. Tags off. And you pop your door open, you should be looking outside. Zoom out. Try to look in front of you. Make sure there's no obstacles.
Good on that side?
Yep, you're good on this side.
Yeah, I'm good on this side.
And ready to bring the water rudders up. This beach is pretty deep. Yeah, we're driving under, but if it was another shower, I wouldn't. Perfect. Woohoo!
Land ho! This is why I wanted to get my float rating up here in Talkeetna. This view with Denali behind is just heavenly. It's hard to explain, you really have to see it. And in the midst of all this beauty, I'm actually gaining knowledge and growing as a pilot. Just feeling so blessed. We couldn't help but get out and take a few pictures and just take in the scenery. So now we're going to do a step turn into a takeoff, join the pattern, land, step turn figure 8, and back into another takeoff.
We'll go all the way back.
First rise, second rise. I'm relaxing my pressure. Is that too slow?
Nope, that's good.
Okay. Okay, I'm drawing my power back.
Perfect.
I'm turning.
Yep, start this turn. Perfect power save, just feeding in little by little, a little bit more power. And right about here is pretty close to the maximum amount of power you want in.
It nice.
Yeah, this feels perfect.
Okay.
Just as you're coming through, don't let it fall off. We're going through their wake right here.
Yeah.
This is perfect. This is how you want to do it. Oh yeah. Alright, when we straighten out, we're going to go full power. And take off. Everything back to neutral.
But a little higher attitude for takeoff.
Yep, higher attitude. Pop in a little bit extra flap right here.
Right here?
Yep.
That's already off.
That would be like the ultimate confined area takeoff. You do a step turn, full power, and then pop a little bit extra flat.
So we're getting a lot of energy around the corner. And then but if I was actually doing confined, I wouldn't be wasting time to like straighten out. I'd probably add power a little sooner and straighten out sooner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, our whole point of a confined area takeoff is we're already up at speed as we're coming around the end of the lake. So we're using a lot less water for our takeoff roll.
Looking forward. I'm going to go power idle now.
Alright.
And I'm waiting for that balloon. There's my landing attitude. I'm bringing in the power. Right there.
I would say just a touch, very, very slight higher on the nose attitude.
Okay.
That is also part of why we...
How's my power looking?
Just a little bit much, just a touch out too. That's perfect. That's your power setting. And that's your attitude. Maybe just a touch more on the... This is about 200 foot per minute rate of sink. No small adjustments. Small adjustments. Perfect. This is perfect. And then nice and patient. You can kind of see, nose up just a hair. Don't let the nose dip when you bring the power out. There it is, right there. Beautiful. Alright, stand up. Come to the left to get ready for a right turn. Very, very nicely done on that Glassy.
Thank you.
We're going a little fast, which is good. I like that. Give yourself a little bit of room over these trees, a little bit more power. There we go, and now cut it to idle. Pitching down for the water. Got a little bit of gusts on the water. A little bit of rudder. Up to the left a little bit, left. Find that attitude, a little bit of power. Alright, yoke all the way back.
It is all the way back.
Cool.
That was the best landing I've ever had in my life.
I want you to circle out here to the right.
And wait for Cubby.
No, I want you to slide over and we'll do your first real docking.
Oh!
Practice. Headsets off.
Exactly like you said. Okay. Start to turn it in.
Straighten out here. Now you want to straight to that point right there. Don't turn too soon. Now just go fully left. Kick it full left. And then you should be able to pop out.
No! No! I don't know if I can. Cubby, save me. Alright, better luck next time with docking. This float training is just such a blast, and it's been perfect weather for our little family vacation.
Oh, what a good airplane noise.
The boys are loving it, and we're meeting new friends along the way. Make sure to keep following along on this series and more like it. Like this video if you enjoyed it and learned something. Follow to see the rest of the series and more. and hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss any new videos. The training continues next time. Until then, throttle on.